we're going to check the fuel pump under the hood. Let me quote Chilton here. It says, on vehicle inspection, since the fuel pump is concealed within the tank, it is difficult to test directly at the pump. It is possible to test the pump from under the hood, listening for pump function and feeling fuel delivery lines for the buildup of pressure. I could not have said that better at all. Okay, so here's my OBD1 diagnostic port right next to the air filter, and matching these up next to each other. I got the first one and the bottom one, top and bottom on the first side, all the way to the left from this view. It's FP and plus B. And I have to turn the key onto this one, and then hopefully over that car I can hear this. But luckily I can feel for pressure too, so. All right. Well, let's check. All right, so that's in there. I hear nothing. All right, let's see. Pretty sure that's not a, yeah.
The way we addressed this car is it wasn't running and we weren't sure exactly why. So what I like to do is just always shoot some starting fluid in it, run it, and see what that does. Now the problem is the ECM fuse on this kept blowing, so that would wipe out the spark as well as the injector pulse. So what I did is I took some of the fuses, we ran out of them, didn't have enough of them. So I just used my power probe and I just bent the wires together to touch. And then that way it gave us a fuse for a little bit. As long as this thing was running on the starting fluid, it had spark, but as soon as it ran out of starting fluid, something was happening with the crank signal to the fuel pump or whatever, and the fuel pump was full of gum and it was blowing the fuse. So what we did is we got it figured out to where we tested for injector pulse. The way we did that is we just undid the fuel injector plug here, and then we took a bulb, and you can see in there you got the two wires, positive and a negative. So if you put a light bulb, not an LED because those are polar specific, but we just take one and just put it on each side, and then that told us that we were getting injector spark. When we crank it over, you'd see it light up. So if it runs on starting fluid and it is getting injector pulse, then that means that you don't have fuel. So that could have been, you know, a fuel pressure test would have revealed that just the same. So the next thing we did is look for an access in the back seat. And we come back here, because that way you can see where the wires are and make some decisions and do some probing. So we found these here and an access to where the fuel sending unit, it tells you how much fuel you have. And I found this one. And when we crank it, the wire would get signal, would get positive for just a little while, and then about half a second after the engine stopped, the power would stop to that. So I knew I had power to the fuel pump, I knew that fuel wasn't getting up there, and I knew that the injector pulse was working and we had spark. So the only thing left is this, that the fuel pump wasn't working. We pulled up the sending unit and it had a bunch of red, gooey, sticky, nasty stuff, some just really old varnish. My understanding is that this thing sat for about between 4 and 7 years. Usually after 6 years you get a real mess in the gas tank. And that's what happened here, and it was just too thick and just too gooey to get the fuel pump to turn, and without it turning or doing anything, it was blowing the fuse.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Don't do something like this without safety. Seriously, don't get under here and try and do it without with just your jack. Jacks fail. Get a jack stand. So you might be wondering, where on a unibody car do you put your jack stands? I'm jacking it up in the back, right in the center of the axle. It's a safe place to jack. But most places have, with these little cars, if you put it in the wrong place, it'll just twist the whole body. So right here, there's two little notches cut. And there's same thing toward the front of the car. And that's where you'd put it. So we've already got it jacked up quite a bit. Right there, and there's a little groove. If you see here on this Y, there's a little groove right down the middle, and that's for the unibody. Now we're going to set it down nice and easy on the jack stand. Alright, so I got this tank at a pick and pull, junkyard, salvage yard, whatever you want to call it. $55. Really good deal, seeing as I don't have to try and clean it. Here's the fuel pump is here, sending unit here. Main hose line to go where when you put gas in the car, where it goes in, and a secondary one. For me, it's really good to have visual. Here are the fuel lines, and which you can't see. And then you can also see what you're going to be looking at as far as what kind of hoses you got to take off. So I got a couple clamps to undo, and I'm excited about these. I'm hoping the fuel pump works because mine's terribly gummed up, and I'll show you all that once we have it down. How to get to the fuel sending unit in the 1990 and 91 Toyota Corolla. Now, the ones after this, you can get to the fuel pump this way. This is the only, isn't that pretty? Oh, this is the only way to get to it. So right here on the back seat, there are some tabs. Right here, you pull that out. All right. Just pull this up and out of the way. So there's the a cover with two screws, Phillips head screws, to get to the sending unit. Here's the plug. We've already unplugged everything. We took this boot out of the way. I say we because Brian came over and helped me because I was just wanting to cry. I just, you know, it's like I know the stuff, I have not used it in an eternity. Please help. So Brian was very nice and very obliging and came over and helped. Anyway, make sure all this is clear of random stuff falling in, and anyway, then we'll just go underneath. So I have to say that no matter what, no matter how secure the car is, I'm always a little nervous getting underneath something that could kill me. Just saying. Alright, so I am underneath the gas tank. Well, the camera is right there. Alright, let's back up. Here's a strap. There's two straps. Second one over here. I'm on the driver's side. This, I believe, is a fuel line here. Ugh. I got safety glasses on, still getting crap in my eyes. And right here are those three lines that I showed you on the tank. So I got to undo all these. So I've got two bolts. They look like they're about 14 millimeter, maybe 15. A bunch of spider webs right in my face. Black widows are kind of going crazy around here right now, so that's exciting. I'm going to take off the straps, but before I do, I've got the jack ready, right there waiting, and I'm going to put a board on it, and then I'll have that right under here so I don't smash the tank. Well, it doesn't really matter because I'm not putting it back on, but let's just do it for practice. So, okay, so we also have this hose here that needs to come off, and then this hose here that needs to come off, and I believe that was it. Two. So there's those two, and then three in the back. Yeah. Okay. See, I'm a very visual person. I have to see this kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that this video is going to help someone else, so they're going to understand what they need to do, because I'm the kind of person, I'm like, give me the part, and then, oh, okay, I get it. It's exciting, isn't it? So there's one other thing I noticed while I was just hanging out under here. You know, sometimes when you're not having a very good day, I don't know, well, maybe you don't, but I like to hang out under a car when I'm having kind of a bad day. I've been having a bad couple weeks, so anyway, it's just relaxing. People don't bug you because they feel you're working on something. And one of my friends in Alaska was telling me how a guy friend had his arms rigged up, like tied up, and he just like took naps when he was working. We'll slide this bad boy under, bring it between the straps. All right. It's not. Okay. It's good enough. Ugh, nasty. Okay, got that one screwed back. So this is day 2, working on the fuel tank, trying to get it off. I put PB Blaster on this fuel line, and we're gonna try to get that off. My previous attempts have been unsuccessful, so maybe a lot of editing. Okay, now this is the back of the tank. Here's the fuel fill hose. Oh, you seriously? I just lost my... Anyway, and back here is the, I think it's like a air hose, so we gotta get that off. I just dropped my... Let me just retrieve that. Put that on. There we go. Alright, so these are both, these are both 10 millimeters. You gotta go behind the strap to get it. There we go. Finally, something's going easily here. Okay, so I got that one off, and I had to undo it quite a bit to get it over the little pipe that sticks out. So it's, on the way you can see here, the freewheel in there. I'm going to take this one off, also 10 millimeter. I'm not going to bore you with taking it off. This is hurting my neck. I need my block, but I'm using it to chalk the tires. Okay, that was super easy peasy. And that just went off. It's right there at the bottom. Really nice. Easy. Alright. The question is, how easily will these come off when I pull the tank? I'm trying to on this braided one now a little bit, and it's just not budging. But my problem is this bolt's right there. Well, and up there. Anything connected to the fuel line from the tank, I need to get off, and I cannot get those little boogers off. Okay, I finally just broke it loose. It just needed to bathe in PB Blaster for about half an hour. Seriously, because I tried sooner than that and it didn't come. Anyway, with going with this straight line attachment here, instead of the one up around the corner, you can use 2 just regular wrenches, and that's kind of nice if you don't have the crowfoot attachments for your sockets. Or ratchets. Well, I'll finish taking that off, and then we'll get all the hoses wiggled off, and then we'll go from there. And next will be the straps. All right, so 15 millimeter right here. I don't know how much I recorded earlier. Anyway, it came off pretty easily, but I'm just doing this one a little bit, and I started to drop a smidge, and so I'm going to switch over to this other one, which means I have to go around the jack. So this is kind of sideways, sorry. I just realized it. Let me turn this around, because it all looks the same to me. Alright. That out and toss that in my little metallic bolt catcher, and now I'm just going to do the other thing on the other side. Okay, something I found a little interesting. It may not be interesting, but so this is the left-hand side. And that's down and out, right? And the right-hand side, that's as much as it comes down, because in the back there's a piece of metal that the tank's kind of sitting on. It's a heat shield for the exhaust. I gotta get these lines off, so I'm gonna go grab a screwdriver and work on getting all those off before I do any more. Okay, so I have the one braided hose off. That was kind of I had to keep yanking and yanking. No big deal. Now this hose here, I kind of pulled at it and pulled at it, and it's just not really coming, but I think when I let this down, it'll help. Okay, so I basically had to lower that down and then kind of just pull on the tube part enough for that to come off. It's still like touching it, but now I'm going to go ahead and let it down a little more. She looks like I have really big feet, but they look kind of small in comparison. Alright. Okay, so here we go. Lowering it. I got a old oil pan down here. And we're just gonna, oh look, I can just set it down. I'm just gonna hold it there, let that drain out. How many of you need a pee now? Alright, I gotta jack it back up to get the stop. So you can see it's, I can't see. It's hanging at an angle. So that's all gas right there. And I need to get that out of there. It's kind of nice that it comes down at an angle because then you can get in there if you needed to. But at this point, I want you to just drop the whole tank, you know. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to put my foot on here and push it up a little bit and try to make the jack move over just a smidge. So that's the plan. I don't want to get under here with my face. Oh, you know, I can just hold it up. Oh, gas coming out on me. There we go. That's better. You can see there the wires going up. You can see the light coming down. I had to go and make sure they were kind of catching a little bit. So to make sure there's nothing they can catch on. So hopefully that's okay now. Okay, what are we caught on? Oh, we are caught on the fuel line right there. Shoot. Alright, I need to move that around, so I gotta jack it back up. Move that behind it. Alright, I got that around there, so let's try this again. I'll even show it in the video. Oh, tighten. Alright. There we go, we're coming out. This is success. I'm getting really excited. Come on. Drop down a little more. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, too much. Okay, and down. Just a smidge. Okay, so this is really hanging forward like this. So, oh, shit, we're losing gas. Up just a little bit. I need to come out this way. Oh, I think we're getting it. Down. Smidge, tighten back up. Okay, I can see that the wires came out. Oh, I think we're clear. No, geez, that's still hung up on something up there and I'm getting dripped on. Whoa. Gas. I didn't have any like real rags, but I got some of these blue shop towels. These are Scott brand. They should. Hope you can see some of that. I wish you could see it from down here. That's looking pretty awesome. Anyway, so up here, you may not be able to see is the fuel pump and it's getting caught. So I'll just lower it down a little more. There we go. Now we're gonna get my feet around away from the gas. And whoa, we got it. It's free now. There we go. Bad boy right out. Oh, see, I can do stuff. All right, so this, I don't think I could be much happier right now. Feels good. And it also feels good. So I have anyone over here holding my hand. I was doing this on my neck hurts like hell. The whole time I was like, oh, I felt like a Cardassian from Star Trek. I kept trying to think of the word. I'm like, a Kardashian? No. Those are those rich girls. But Cardassians, you know, they got the real, this muscle all like super pokey out. Otherwise they look just like humans. So anyway, so this is super exciting. I'm so happy. I'm just glad that the one that's going in isn't going to have any gas in it, so it'll make it a lot easier. So I'm so genuinely happy. I mean, you guys don't know. You don't know. You're guys. You know how to do all this stuff. But I've never dropped a gas tank completely by myself, and I didn't have anyone telling me how to do it. So, you know, this is like a self-empowerment moment. I think I need to get some other stuff done around the house today, and so I think that's about all I'm going to be doing with this. Today I'll put it back in, maybe later today if I have some time, and I'll film it. And I'm so excited. I'm such a dork. This was how to remove the fuel tank from a 1991 Toyota Corolla. Click like, subscribe, share. Please share with your friends, and comment in the comment section below. Lots of comments, please. And let's see, I need to come up with a random question of the day so that you have some sort of thing you can say if you don't have anything to say about the video. So my question would be, okay, well, just what's been your aha, proud of yourself moment that you've done working on a vehicle by yourself? Really brag about yourself, Sam. Tell me what you're really proud about. I'm so grateful for all my subscribers. It'd be cool to have some more, just saying. And so if you can pass around to your friends that are cool, and I mean, I guess they don't have to be totally cool, but I like cool people. If you've got friends to share it with, that would be great. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot more videos because of the cost. But anyway, finances are kind of tight. So the best way would be if we could get some more subscribers. It would be cool if I could make some money doing this, because I really like doing it. So I'm just kind of putting that out there. I'll probably have to do a lot of editing. I don't care, I got the gas tank out. Alright, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. Every single one of you. Unless you're secretly a douchebag, then maybe you're not. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.